Do you want to build automation that sell themselves and make you money? In this video, I'll show you how to master webhooks. We'll create a high ROI automation system that generates proposals using Monday.com, Monday, and Google Slides. By the end of this lesson, you'll know how to use webhooks to build profitable automations your clients will pay top dollar for. Welcome back to the Make.com Masterclass for making money online. Webhooks are a game changer for automation pros. They enable you to connect platforms seamlessly, automate repetitive tasks, and deliver results that your clients will love. Here is what we'll cover today. And even better than that, let me show you what we are going to build. So I'm going to go to Deal Tracker. This is going to simulate our CRM. And we have here multiple deals, multiple clients, and we have a template for proposal. I just chose a random template, and what we are going to get, whenever I change the stage of this lead to a proposal, then automatically we're going to get, in a second here, you'll see under the proposal column, we'll see that we are getting automatically a business proposal for this client. So let's wait a second. So we need first to click run once and wait for new data. And I'm going to go back here. I'm going to click again at proposal. And let's see what happens. Within a few seconds, we are going to get a business proposal with this client's details. Perfect. So we got this link here. And if I click this link, we'll see that it says AI chatbot proposal because this client, if you see, we have here multiple services. The first one has AI chatbot, and here you can see the company, which is deal name 1 and contact, and basically this is going to match the deal name and the contact over here. As always, if you want to get the playbook that I'm going to show you in a second and you want to get the blueprints for this scenario, check the links below. So here's what we are covering today: what webhooks are and why they are critical for high-value automations, setting up a webhook to integrate Monday.com and Make.com, building a proposal automation system using Google Slides, and updating your CRM with a complete proposal for a flawless client experience. By the end of this lesson, you'll know how to create high ROI system that saves you time, reduce manual work, and directly impact your bottom line. Let's get started. Hooks are real-time connectors that let apps talk to each other. Instead of constantly checking for updates, a webhook waits for an event like a sales stage change in your CRM, just like I showed you a second ago in Monday, and instantly sends in data to another platform. Why use webhooks? First of all, real-time updates. It triggers an action instantly when an event happens. If you remember, in our previous lesson, we were using a watch email module. In this case, we are going to instantly trigger the scenario. We are not going to wait for something to happen. It's going to happen instantly. Secondly, expand capabilities. Connect apps that aren't natively integrated. And 3, high ROI. Save time, reduce manual errors, and deliver systems that generate revenue. I hope that you're excited. Let's start by creating a new scenario and give it a name. Let's name it AI proposal. Perfect. Now we want to search for the webhook module. So I'm going to search for webhook, and then I'm going to choose custom web. Perfect. Next, you can click add and name your webhook, for example, AI, or let's name it Monday. Perfect, and save it. In this case, I'm just going to use one that I already have here. And what you need to do, you need to copy address to clipboard. You want to save this URL. We are going to use it in a second. So I'm going to paste it here in a notepad, and we'll get back to that in a moment. Okay, next we're heading to Monday.com. Now, I'm going to use Monday to simulate a CRM system. Monday, we are not doing now a tutorial for Monday, but Monday.com is project management tool, and it has a lot of different capabilities. We are going to use that to simulate a CRM system. I'm just going to show you how to create a template of a CRM just for the purposes of learning, but we are not going to run now a full tutorial. The skill of using a webhook can be later on applied to any other CRM you want. So once you sign up to monday.com, you can click here on the plus sign, and then you can choose from the template center whatever template you want. In this case, I'm going to type in CRM. You can click the first one, and this is exactly the one that I'm showing in here. What this will do, it will create for you a template of a CRM with a few lines, for example, and that's about it. What I did, I added another 2 more columns, You can click here the plus sign, and you can click the status. Then you can click the 3 dots and click on the customize over here. And I just changed that to the service that I'm providing. So for example, AI automations, you can click here chatbots or whatever. This is going to be your service. Let's delete that. This is going to be your service column. Then you want to add another one for proposal. What I did, I clicked the plus sign, you click the link, and here, this is going to be a link column. So I'm going to delete that for now because we don't need it. And you can obviously rename it in here. So that's about it. Perfect. Next, we need to set up an integration. So I'm going to click here, integrate. Here, I'm going to search for webhooks. I'm going to click on that. And now you can choose different type of triggers when to use that webhooks. In this case, I'm going to choose that whenever I change a status of a column, for example, the one that shows that you need to generate a proposal changes, then I want to do another thing. So let me show you. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to choose the when a status changes to something, send a webhooks. So let's click on that. And now we need to choose an account. And now, since I already have here a connection, I'm going to click use another account. What you need to do here, you need to paste here your webhook URL and click connect. And you'll see what happens is that you get it's going to fail. So let me show you what you need to do in order to make that work. Okay, let's go back to my scenario. And if I click on my module and click redetermine data structure, we'll see that this module is waiting, is listening and waiting for someone to trigger the module. So I'm going to go back to Monday, going to click connect, and we'll still get here an error. But if I go back to Monday, we'll see that it was successfully determined. If I click OK, perfect. Now what happened? Why it doesn't work? Now what happened in Monday? Why didn't it succeed? So if I click here, you'll see that it basically asks for a challenge parameter. So some services need to get a reply from make.com that the webhook was successful. So I'm going to click here again, and I'm going to click on webhooks, and then we are going to have a webhook response. Perfect. So here under the body, let me show you, they ask for a specific format. They want us to type in challenge in a JSON format. So let me show you how to do that. We need to type under the body JSON format saying challenge, because they ask here for, let me show you here. This says that the key is challenge, and I need to put here these I need to enter here the curly brackets, and this is going to be our key. And as for the value, we need to put here these double dots, and then we need to choose from the webhook the challenge. And I'm going to click OK. So let's test that again. Let's click run once. Let's go back to our Monday and click here, and perfect. We can see that now it was successful. Personally, I don't like using the responses, so I'm just going to delete that from my scenario. So for now, I'm going to just delete this module, and perfect. Now we need to set up when to trigger this webhook. So I'm going to create an automation, and it says here, when something changes to something, sends a webhook. So I'm going to choose here the stage of this client when state changes to, and here I'm going to change to proposal, send a webhook, and create automation. We can close this one, and perfect. Now let me show you what happened. We have here this stage column. I added, if you click here again and click settings, customize Settings, you can add here another value named proposal. Every time that I'm going to change one of these customers stages value to proposal, it's going to trigger our webhook and it's going to send some information. Now we want to map the pulse ID from the webhook response to the module input. Before I do that, I forgot, we need first to trigger these webhooks. So I'm going to click run once. I'm going to go here and we are going to change the deal name 3 stage to proposal. This action should trigger our module. Perfect. If I click here under the bundle, we see that we're getting a lot of different values. So perfect. We can see here that we have, let me see where it is. Here you can see the pulse ID. Perfect, which is the one we saw earlier. So now we want to add a new module. We want to search for Monday. We want to map the pulse ID. So here we got pulse ID and we click OK. Perfect. So now that we have the pulse ID, we are going to use it later on. But first of all, we need to create a template, a Google slide template. So I'm just going to choose this random template that I have over here, which is just the generic template that I found. And what you need to do, you need to make sure that you're adding wherever you want to add columns from your Monday board. You just add it as a variable here with double curly brackets. You can see here and here, and the same I did over here. So I typed in a company and then I have the deal and the contacts. I just use the same names as I use on Monday. It's just easier to work that way with everything and connect everything and have everything synchronized. So once you have your template ready, then you need to go back to your scenario, click add an item. Here under Google Slides, we want to click create a presentation from a template. Once you do that, what you need to do, you need to first of all connect here your Google account. You click add and you just follow the steps over here. And then what you need to do, you need to add a title. So I'm going to type in proposal for, and here I'm going to choose name. So eventually this is just going to be the name of your proposal file. Okay, let's scroll down. So now you can choose here from where you want to pull the data, from my drive, shared drive, whatever. I'm just going to choose my drive. And here, click here to show file. What I'm going to do, I already have the name of my, let me show you here. I named that template consulting proposal. So I'm just choosing this file here. Next, you need to map the retrieved data fields from Monday to the placeholders. So we have service, you have deal, and you have contacts, which are the columns we pulled from here. Deal, we have here contacts, hold on, here contacts, and on the right we have the service. So if I go back to make, I need to go here and I need to locate the service column. Give me a second. Okay, so we need to run again our scenario. So let's just click OK for now. Let's go back. Let's change this one to run once. Let's go here, change it to discovery and trigger again our proposal. We're going to wait for a second. We see the operations moving here and it's starting to run our scenario. Perfect. Now, when I'm clicking the Google Slides, I should see it in here. So you can see that we have a lot more options now. So basically, under the service, we want to locate the service column. It's going to be here. All right. It's under the status. So let me explain one second something. Basically, just from personal experience, when you are working with Monday.com, and you're trying to map the fields, it's going to be under the type of fields. So let me explain what I mean by that. Each one of these fields could be a date, could be a text, could be a status. For example, when I'm adding a new column, I could choose what type of column that's going to be. So since we added a link one and a status one, I know that it's going to be under the status. If I want to find the deal one, in this case, it's going to be under the name. Okay, and lastly, we have the contacts, we want to go to mappable column values, and here you'll see a link to contacts, and I can see here the name of the contact. Perfect. If I go back here, I could choose the location where I want to save the file to. So in this case, I created a folder. I named this folder Drop Me. And here I'm going to choose this folder and I'm going to save it to Drop Me. I'm going to click OK and perfect. Lastly, before testing that, I'm going to add another module to get a shareable link of my Google slide. Basically, the Google slide module we just created will create the presentation, but we want to grab the link so we can later on send that back to our Monday board. The way to do that is searching for a Drive module, and here we are going to type get a shareable link. Perfect. So the way that Make works, basically you have the presentation, the slides module, but if you want to retrieve a link for a Google Doc or a presentation or whatever, or slides or sheets or whatever, you need to create a Google module, Google Drive module. Let's go back to our scenario. And here what we want to do, we want to try and locate our file. So I'm going to go here to my drive. I'm going to click here, File, and then under File ID, I'm just going to choose from the Google Slides the file I created. So I'm going to click the presentation ID. Then under Role, I'm just going to keep it as Reader. We can choose what is going to be the role of the user that uses this file. And under Type, we are going to choose that as Type as well. And that's it. So let's click OK. I'm sorry, we need to change the type to anyone. So anyone with the link can open this file. Perfect. So far what we have done, we have our webhook, Monday, then Google Slides, and then Google Drive to get a shareable link. Let's test that everything works fine together. So I'm going to click Run Once, and let's go back to Monday. Here I'm going to change it to whatever, and then going to trigger that again by clicking Proposal. So we are going to see now that it should trigger our scenario. We are seeing the presentation being created. And if I look at my drive, you'll see here that we have a new file with the name of the client from here, deal number 1. It's the same one. Sorry, it's the same one in here. Let's open the file. Let's have a look. And we can see we pulled the company deal name and we pulled the contact. So seems to work fine. And let's go back to our scenario and have a look in here in our operation. And we can see here we got a share link, and this is the link to our file. So everything works perfect. Okay, so now we have one more step. We pulled a share link for our presentation, and now we want a column inside of my Monday board to be updated with that link. So whenever you just trigger the scenario by changing the status to proposal or get proposal, you want to get back the link board of your proposal. So let's see how we do that. We need to add another module here, and we are going to type Monday, and under Monday we are going to choose get an item columns value. Perfect. Now what we need to do, we need first of all to choose the board ID. So the board is named deal tracker, so this is the one that I'm going to choose. Next, we need to map the item ID with the pulse ID we got earlier. So the way to do that, we click at map, then we go here, and we need to go back to the first module and click pulse ID. Perfect. Now we want to choose the column ID, and here we are going to choose our proposal column, which is this one with the link, and we want to add, hold on, okay, see what happened. We chose the wrong module here. So I'm going to delete this module. I'm going to click here again. I'm going to type Monday. And the one that we should have gotten is the update column values of a specific item, but it's going to be exactly the same. So I'm going to do it super fast. I click here the right board. Here under item ID, I want to map, and then I want to choose the right value, which is going to be our pulse ID. here we need to choose Pulse ID. Perfect. Here we are going to click Add Item. We are going to choose our proposal column, and on the value we are going to choose the shareable link we got earlier, which is this one, share link. Perfect. So I'm going to click OK, and everything should work perfectly now. So let's test that out. We're going to click Run once, then I'm going to go back here. Let's change the stage from discovery to proposal, and let's see what happened. Let's see if everything works perfect. Hold on, let me delete this one. This is from earlier. So let's see it happening. Perfect. Let's see if we got a new. All right, we got a new link, and let's see that it's the right proposal. Proposal. Okay, it seems that we had an issue with mapping the fields apparently. So let's go back to our Google slide. Let's check what happened here, and let's see if we got the right one. Okay, seems like we chose the wrong one. We should have chosen here under the status. Here we can see AI chatbot. So this is the one that we should have chosen. Let's do it again. Run once. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. Let's change the stage to the status to discovery and proposal. And let me delete this link from here. We can see our scenario working. Our automation is loading. Perfect. We got here a new link, and let's see if it works. Amazing. Okay, seems like it's working perfectly. Congratulations, you just learned how to master webhooks and create an high ROI automation system that you can sell to anyone using Monday.com, Meg.com, and Google Slides. I hope you find that useful, and see you in the next lesson.